Aliens?
Aliens.
Yes. But maybe no.
Feel that spookiness in the air, Josh?
Yeah, it's getting cold out.
It is getting cold out. A little chilly.
Yeah.
Pretty overcast. Leaves are turning.
Mm-hmm.
Crispness in the air.
Kids are starting to fiend for candy.
Spooky, scary skeletons.
Ooh.
Yeah. Well, welcome to the show. This is Aliens, yes, but maybe no. I'm Travis.
I'm Josh.
This is an otherworldly podcast as ambiguous as our title. So as we alluded to, it is spooky season.
Mm-hmm.
But we're recording this in May. So we're trying to capture the right mood.
Yeah.
So we were singing Halloween songs and we ate a bunch of candy. I'm probably going to fall asleep in the middle of this episode because I'm going to crash really hard.
It's all those Butterfingers.
I love a Butterfinger.
Yeah.
So what did we talk about last week?
Skinwalker Ranch.
Oh, shit. That's right.
Yeah.
That was a spooky one.
I mean, that whole area is spooky.
Mm-hmm.
I probably would not want to go there. If
Yeah.
I was given the choice, I wouldn't go.
No, I don't have a reason to go.
Because of the spook factor. It's just too much weird things, too much unexplained. Even the paranormal, you know, me not believing in ghosts and all that stuff. Being somewhere that has such high strangeness, I'm definitely gonna be spooked about it, even not believing. Which maybe, does that mean secretly I'm open to it?
Maybe. You are pretty open to it, though.
Yeah, I don't want to discount anything. I always play devil's advocate, or I try to see both sides.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, it doesn't make sense, but in the spirit of Halloween, maybe.
But maybe.
What are you going to be for Halloween this year?
Probably just like a cool guy. That's what I normally dress up as. It's totally contradictory to what I am the other 364 days of the year.
You're just going to wear the same thing and just pop your collar?
I think I'm going to put on some lederhosen.
Oh.
And do a little German dance. I know that that's really coming back.
I think you and I have different ideas of cool guy.
Well, whatever your idea is wrong. Like lederhosen is the coolest thing.
I was thinking polo and pop collar, sunglasses.
It's shorts. You can't even call them shorts. They're called short pants.
Spants?
Yeah.
I've seen yours and they are very authentic.
Well, I'm wearing them now. So why have you been avoiding eye contact with me, Josh?
Because they're short.
They're very short. Yeah. Yeah. Germans don't like long pants.
Yeah, so we'll be doing this whole episode with no eye contact.
Okay.
I'm going to be a goblin.
You're going to be a goblin.
Yeah.
Perfect. That leads us right into what we're going to talk about today.
It does. Our Halloween-themed topic. We are going to be talking about the Kelly-Hopkinsville Goblin. When I first heard Kelly-Hopkins, I thought of like a medical company, right? Doesn't it sound like someone that creates vaccines?
Kelly-Hopkinsville Goblins?
Not the goblin part, but just Kelly-Hopkinsville.
Yeah, it sounds like a medical institution like Johns Hopkins.
Yeah, so maybe that's why.
Yeah, all in the same vein.
This one's a little different, though. We're going to tell you a spooky story.
In the quiet countryside near Kelly and Hopkinsville, Kentucky, on August 21st, 1955, began like any other summer evening. The Sutton family, along with a few close friends, had gathered in their modest farmhouse, a weathered structure nestled between dense woods and tobacco fields. 11 people were there that night. 8 adults, 3 children, most were family, some were just visiting. None of them expected what was coming. Just before sunset, Billy Ray Taylor, a 21-year-old guest from Pennsylvania, stepped outside to fetch water from the backyard well. That's when he saw it. A glowing object blazing across the sky. He later described it as a wash tub, all lit up like a streak of fire. Okay, I want you to say this in your best backwoods Pennsylvania Billy Ray Taylor accent.
A wash tub? All lit up like a streak of fire.
Okay.
Was that good?
That was good. You nailed it. You nailed it in one. We call that a one-take tiger. It was trailing rainbow-colored exhaust before it silently descended into the trees beyond the house. It didn't behave like a plane or a shooting star. It moved with purpose.
Which we've seen before.
But how does a shooting star not move with purpose?
Well, just thought. Like, it was intelligently moving instead of
You think that
naturally moving.
You think that Billy Ray identified how intelligently it was moving across the sky? He described it as a wash tub shitting rainbows.
He did.
Yes, he did.
You know what? There's no facts. This is just a spooky story.
Okay. So Billy Ray rushed back inside, excited and insistent. He told others what he'd seen, but was met with rolled eyes and good-natured teasing. After all, there was a well-known meteor shower happening that weekend, and Billy Ray had a bit of a reputation for being dramatic. To most of them, it was probably just a fireball. They're just like, no, Billy, just a fireball. You know, those casual things that just blast through the sky.
Well, that's what was happening.
It was just a fireball.
Yeah.
Okay. Not long after he went inside, things started to feel off. Around 8 p.m., the Suttons' dog began barking furiously at something outside. Snarling, pacing, growing more frantic by the second. When they opened the door to let it out, it bolted under the house and refused to come out. That dog wouldn't be seen again until the following morning. The laughter from earlier faded into nervous glances. Billy Ray and Elmer Lucky, as he was known, Sutton, a 25-year-old carnival worker and one of Glennie Langford's older sons, stepped out to see what had set the dog off. I love this story so much. This is the wildest shit I've ever heard. It's a washtub flying through the sky that's tooting out rainbows. A guy is a carnival worker.
Named Lucky.
How do you think he got that name?
He probably escaped death many a times.
Yeah. Okay. As they scanned the yard with a flashlight, a strange shimmer caught their eyes. In the distance just beyond the fence line, something was moving slowly, deliberately. It glowed faintly, almost as if reflecting moonlight. Then they saw it. Not an animal, not a man, but something else entirely different. The figure was small, maybe 3 feet tall, with unnaturally long limbs that swayed like they were weightless. Its eyes were oversized and glowing yellow, and its skin, if it was even skin at all, seemed metallic. The thing looked like it had bat-like ears, a bulbous head, and arms so long they nearly touched the ground. Lucky and Billy Ray didn't wait. One grabbed a shotgun, the other a pistol, and they fired. The creature dropped with a metallic ping as if the bullets had struck a tin can, but instead of falling, it somersaulted backwards, stood up, and silently ran off into the dark.
Spooky.
Yeah, it's spooky. But I guess that's how you test to see if something is real. You just start firing at it. You just started blasting.
Yeah, I wouldn't fire at something if that would be one of my last reactions, but this was one of their first.
Yeah. What would you say your first reaction would be? Try to kiss it on the lips?
No, I would probably go inside.
Yeah, I would just be like, no.
No.
You're an outside thing. I'm going to go inside.
I think, as we'll read more, that could have been the whole reason that they experienced the rest of what they're about to experience that we're going to tell you. For the next several hours, the farmhouse was no longer a home. It was a fortress. Inside were 11 people, 3 young children, their mothers, and a few visiting friends, and 2 young men now acting as armed sentries. They huddled in the few lit rooms of the house, tense and exhausted, listening for any sound outside that didn't belong. Glennie Langford, the 50-year-old matriarch of the family, kept her composure even as chaos unfolded around her. Highly religious, stern, and sober-minded, she had long forbidden alcohol or cursing under her roof. She didn't believe in foolishness, which is what I constantly say in my house. None of this foolishness.
Mm-hmm.
And yet, even she admitted something was out there. Her youngest children, Lonnie, age 12, Charlton, age 10, and Mary, just 7, were terrified. She kept them hidden under the bed for much of the night, telling them not to come out no matter what they heard. The children would later say they never saw the creatures themselves, but they could hear the gunshots. They could feel the tension, and they could sense the fear in the adults' voices, which may have been the most frightening thing of all. Aline Sutton clutched her brother, O.P. Baker's arm in the dark. Vera and June, the wives of Lucky and Billy Ray, stayed near the children, too afraid to look out the windows. According to one source, June Taylor was so frightened that she kept her eyes closed for most of the ordeal. But it was the men, Lucky Sutton and Billy Ray Taylor, who took charge of defending the house. With a .22 pistol and a 12-gauge shotgun, they fired repeatedly at the creatures as they appeared at the windows, on the roof, in the yard. The beings seemed to taunt them, floating past windows, peering inside, scratching at glass, disappearing and then reappearing like ghosts. Each shot with a metallic ping. One creature was blasted off the roof after it grabbed Billy Ray by the hair, but instead of falling, it floated gently down, unharmed. Another was hit in a tree and tumbled to the ground only to vanish again. One especially strange moment came when a figure approached Lucky with its hands raised, almost in surrender, but he fired anyway. The result was always the same. The creatures were either indestructible or not entirely there. The family soon realized the creatures avoided light. Every bulb in the house was turned on. Even so, the figures remained just at the edge of visibility, moving silently through the darkness, always watching. For nearly 4 hours, the family remained trapped, unable to sleep, unable to escape, defending themselves from something they could barely comprehend.
Okay, so I have some questions. Glennie Langford, the matriarch of the family, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't believe in foolishness, had like a strict rule against all these foolish things. In order to have that rule, that means somebody has to violate it. And I think that's what's happening here. I think these guys are like zonked out on moonshine and seeing some things that maybe they don't see. And then you had just referenced it, like the kids didn't see anything. It's just these two guys. So I think they just went to freaking Hamburger Town and got zonked out on goofballs and just started blasting.
They were just fed up with her rules.
I don't think this was like a retaliation. I think that it was a rebellion, maybe. But I don't think that it was a rebellion against some hard rules. I just think they just got fucked up and just wanted to shoot shit. And maybe they were seeing some things, maybe not.
It's possible.
So now we're at like what? Hour 4 of this? Did this start at 7 when they started seeing some wackadoo stuff?
Around 8 is when they let the dog out because it was barking.
Okay. So now it's 11. Glennie made the call. They had to get out. The creatures hadn't tried to break down the doors or force their way in. Not yet. But the family couldn't take any more. The fear was too much. With the creatures still lurking outside, the group made a break for their cars. 2 vehicles crammed, but this is like a zombie movie.
Yeah, this could be a movie.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it's not.
I mean, it is. Think of all the, like, you're trapped in your house, you've got to escape type movies. That's what we're seeing here. Signs, sure, yeah. Any zombie movie where you got to get out of your house, you're slowly being overrun, you have one opportunity to get out and you're going to take it. Okay. 2 vehicles crammed with all 11 people, including the children, and sped toward Hopkinsville. They drove fast, headlights cutting through pitch black back roads until they reached the police station. When they arrived, the officers on duty were stunned, not just by the story, but by the people telling it. These weren't wild-eyed drunks. Glennie was composed, but clearly rattled. The others were pale, shaking, frantic. Their fear was real, and they all told the same story. A police convoy was quickly organized. It included city and county officers, state troopers, 4 military police from nearby Fort Campbell, and a couple of curious onlookers who had overheard the commotion. When they arrived at the Sutton farm around 2 a.m., the place was eerily still. The only evidence of struggle were shotgun shells scattered across the porch and yard and bullet holes in the doors, windows, and trees. Huh?
Signs of a battle.
Sure, yeah. I mean, they shot the shit out of the house.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
Yeah. Searchers reported a faint glow on a patch of grass near the fence line. One officer claimed to see green light blinking in the woods. But despite all these anomalies, they hadn't found anything. No footprints, no craft, no creatures. Just the aftermath of something the Sutton family clearly believed was real. By the time the police and military personnel wrapped up their search, it was close to 2:15 a.m. The Suttons had no choice but to return to their battered farmhouse, still shaken, but hoping that whatever had haunted them for hours had finally moved on. For a short time, there was peace. Then again, around 3:30 a.m., it began again. A figure appeared at the window. Its glowing eyes stared silently into the house, unblinking. Another was seen at the corner of the yard. Then another. There was no sound of movement, no footsteps, no rustling brush, just the soft, deliberate reappearance of the same impossible beings they'd already tried and failed to drive away. Glennie Langford was the first to see them this time. She described waking up and spotting one of the creatures at her bedroom window, its claws tapping gently at the glass as if curious or mocking. Others in the house soon realized they were back under watch. Lucky Sutton armed himself again, ready to shoot, but it was clear by now that bullets had no real effect. The creatures didn't try to enter, they didn't speak, they didn't seem hostile in the traditional sense, but their presence was just as terrifying. They watched, they loomed, and for a family already pushed to the edge, that was enough. The standoff continued for another hour and a half long, slow minutes filled with tension, adrenaline, and helplessness. Then, Sometime around 5 a.m., as the sky began to lighten with the first hint of dawn, the creatures quietly disappeared. One by one, they faded into the woods, slipping away with the night, and they didn't return. So this time she saw it. Glennie, was that the matriarch?
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't just the two rapscallions.
Unless it was. They're just outside doing their night patrols, just being weirdo creeps.
Possibly. I mean, you could say anything.
Mm-hmm.
You could say it was the police. It was the military.
Maybe it's the police tapping at her window, just making sure she was okay.
But the one thing, them shooting at it and hearing the ping and then nothing, it doesn't kill them. They're just bulletproof.
Mm-hmm.
That's weird. Like, that shows it wasn't just a person or someone playing a prank.
That's not what I see. I mean, I don't see that it was just a person or not a person. I think this is just a version of a story. This is an anecdote that they're telling. And I think that it built up over time. Even the hour or whatever it took to drive to the police station.
Okay. Well, let's read on. Let's see what else happens.
So the sun fully risen and the strange visitors finally gone. The Suttons were left with a battered home, a traumatized family, and no real answers. That morning, some of the men left town. Billy Ray Taylor went out hunting, perhaps to shake off the lingering fear. Others stayed behind, trying to return to normal life in a house that no longer felt safe. But word had already begun to spread. The Kentucky New Era ran a story almost immediately, and the details: 11 witnesses, floating creatures, impervious to bullets, clawed hands tapping at windows, captured the public's imagination. Within days, the farmhouse became a magnet for curious onlookers, journalists, and skeptics. People arrived by the hundreds, trampling fields, peering through the windows, and pestering the family for interviews. Some came hoping to see aliens, others came to laugh.
You'd be a laugher.
I would want to talk to them before laughing. I mean, this is a funny story, but we're not reading like a flourish of the story.
Right.
The Suttons, initially overwhelmed, began charging admission to help manage the flood of visitors, a move that will later be used by skeptics to discredit the entire event. The family story, however, never wavered. Even when questioned separately, the core details remain consistent. The creature's size, movements, appearance, the timeline, every account reinforced the others. Witnesses described the beings as roughly 3 feet tall with glowing yellow eyes, elongated limbs, and shimmering silver or gray bodies. They floated, they never spoke, and they seemed unaffected by gunfire. Investigators noted that not even the children changed their stories under pressure, but the children didn't see anything. They just heard a lot of gunfire. That was covered in the first part of the story. But for every believer, there were just as many doubters. Project Blue Book, the U.S. Air Force's official UFO investigation at the time, reviewed the case and quickly labeled it a hoax, without much comment. No explanation was provided, no deeper inquiry conducted. The label stuck. Civilian investigators were more thorough. Isabel Davis and Ted Blocher from the Center for UFO Studies interviewed the family and found their testimony compelling. They described the Suttons as sincere, frightened, and wholly uninterested in fame. Some skeptics suggested the initial sighting, Billy Ray's glowing flying saucer, had simply been a meteor. A known meteor shower had been active that night, and other people in the area had reported seeing fireballs in the sky. As for the creatures, one theory gained traction: great horned owls. Yes, just like the Flatwoods monster.
Mm-hmm.
They're nocturnal, territorial, about 2 feet tall, and equipped with yellow eyes that reflect brightly in light. Their wings allow them to fly silently. They can perch on rooftops, appear to hover, and their head tufts might be mistaken for ears. Oh, and also impervious to bullets.
Oh, yeah.
In a state of fear, darkness, and confusion, the argument goes, even owls could look like aliens. It didn't help that Billy Ray, the most animated witness, had a flair for drama and had previously expressed interest in other UFO stories. Skeptics saw this as suggestive that maybe he embellished, maybe the others were caught up in the panic, or maybe it was all a prank that got out of hand. But the question lingered: could 11 people, men, women, children, sustain the same story with so many shared details, under so much scrutiny for so long, if it was all just a misidentification? My feeling is yes, because this is, again, just somebody's impression of what they saw.
Yeah.
And it was two guys and Glennie that maybe saw something. Nobody else saw it. They saw maybe a green light glowing off in the woods, but that didn't seem to be investigated. I mean, we'd have to look more into the story to find out.
To truly understand the situation, we'd have to know each person and how they act. Every group of people is going to have a different dynamic, different everything. Like, let's just say we had a family gathering with a couple of friends, and my brother and his friend saw something, and then my mom saw something. I would believe them. But I also know that they wouldn't fake something like that.
Mm-hmm.
To fake a real fear would be very hard, especially with close family and friends. I'd be able to suss pretty quick if what was happening was real.
Let's take the situation, though, as we know it, right? There's a lot of fucking bullets flying.
Yeah.
Kids are going to be freaking the fuck out. That is going to amp up everybody else's emotion because you're going to be like, stop screaming. I'm just shooting these little fucking green men. And that's going to like add to the agitation that everybody's feeling.
Yeah. I mean, my family gathering would be 8 kids and they would all be freaking out. And that alone would be chaos.
Yeah. So I think chaos and having, 11 people involved in this, 2 of them are shooters just blasting away. That's going to agitate everybody.
Yeah. So in the weeks and months that followed, the Sutton family withdrew from the public eye. The crowds didn't stop, and neither did the jokes. Strangers kept showing up, trampling their property, knocking on the door, demanding to see the little green men. Eventually, overwhelmed and tired of being treated like a roadside attraction, the family sold the farmhouse and moved away. And yet the story lived on. Though the witnesses never once used the term themselves, the phrase little green men entered the American vernacular because of this case. The press leaned into the image, embellishing the creature's color from metallic gray to cartoonish green, and the term stuck. From that point forward, little green men became shorthand for extraterrestrial visitors. Over the decades, the Kelly-Hopkinsville encounter became one of the most famous and studied UFO cases in the world. It inspired films like Critters, influenced scenes in Close Encounters of the Third Kind, and even helped shape the design of Aliens and E.T.
So this event is considered like the etymology, like the beginning of the term little green men. In pagan belief, little green men is a symbol of rebirth.
The saying, little green men?
Yeah, or green men, green man.
Oh, yeah.
They could be little, they could be big, depends on what part of spring you're in. Like at the beginning of spring, they're probably little, and then they grow up to full-grown green men.
Ideally.
Yeah. There was an episode of X-Files that dealt with this, a lot of alien stuff. There was cartoons. There was one cartoon called The Little Green Man. It's a little British animated cartoon series. Has like a little boy with an alien sidekick. I went down a weird rabbit hole.
Yeah. It has been dissected in documentaries, debated in skeptical forums, and cited in books across genres, from ufology to psychology. The local community eventually embraced its strange legacy. Today, the small town of Kelly, Kentucky, holds an annual Little Green Men's Day festival. It's a celebration of lights, laughter, and lore, filled with food vendors, alien costumes, and guest speakers, including Geraldine Sutton Stith, Lucky's daughter, who has written 2 books defending her family's version of events. And she continues to speak at festivals and conferences, not just to share what happened, but to push back against how it's been distorted. Skeptics, of course, haven't gone away. They still point to owls and meteors, to fear and faulty perception, and they argue that the case, while dramatic, is ultimately an example of how easily belief can outpace evidence, which you've never thought of.
Oh man, I just tapped my nose really hard.
But even today, something about the Kelly-Hopkinsville encounter refuses to fade. It's too detailed, too strange, too consistent. Whether it was aliens, owls, or a perfect storm of stress and suggestion, the story remains. Not because it proves anything, but just because it won't go away. That would be spooky. Like, if it is all real, let's have you play devil's advocate. That would be, I would poop.
You want me to play devil's advocate?
Yeah.
To what? You pooping?
No, the situation. Like, if you truly believe that this was real, this really happened, it would be the most scary thing.
Oh, you want me to believe this?
Yeah, just
Is this so you can get a nice little soundbite at the end and say, like, I got him.
No, this isn't a trick. I just want to see where your mind how you would respond if this situation truly happened to you.
Like if little goblins showed up at my door.
Yeah. Would you kick them? Maybe they're not impervious to kicks.
You know what? Maybe they're not. Nobody tried kicking them. They just tried shooting them.
Yeah.
Nobody tried talking to them. Their first response was to shoot them. Even when they put their hands up and they said, in a sign of giving up or surrendering, they still shot him right in the fucking face.
Yeah, if my brother came in, he's like, yeah, this guy came up to me with his hands up and I just shot him. I'd be like, what?
You monster?
Yeah, he has this little white flag.
Yeah.
I said, fuck that.
If something like this happened, my first inclination would not be just to go and shoot him in the face.
No.
I would probably, I don't know what I'd do. Close the door, like you said. And
they didn't have phones, so they had to go drive to get help.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's hard for me.
I mean, if they were living in the backwoods, phone lines were not set up back then.
Yeah, it's hard for me to place myself into that context. Because nowadays, you know,
You'd write a little letter.
I'd video it. I'd call.
You'd rubber band it to a pigeon's foot, and you'd throw it out the window and hope that it got to the police department in time.
Just in the nick of time. It is possible that this is all real. It is possible. But there is some hilarious things about it. The rainbow bathtub.
Yeah.
That doesn't line up with anything that we've seen or heard of.
It does in a way, because I mean, a bathtub, if you think, or like a wash basin, which is what they described it as. When you're describing something that is outside of like your realm of understanding, you're going to use terms that you're familiar with. And so like a wash basin.
Like maybe the Tic Tac?
Rainbows, Tic Tacs, sure, whatever. You're going to use a shape or a term that you're familiar with.
Yeah, and if they are in the backwoods, they don't leave very often. One of the bigger things they own is probably a wash tub. And that was probably the shape.
Yeah, just like a cylinder, right?
Yeah. I would say, I mean, there's not proof. I highly lean on what the private investigators were saying, where these people were truly terrified. They all stuck to their stories.
Well, they weren't private investigators. It was the police department, and then there was like National Guard or whatever that was stationed there.
Well, later, after Project Blue Book came, and they just said it was a hoax.
Oh, you're talking about like the aficionados of the story that went and did their own little research.
Right. When they say, you know, the fear is real, which I don't doubt. And then that there wasn't fame. And that's a lot of these people, like they're not looking for fame. And actually the fame has hurt them.
Yes, they were. They were selling tickets to their property.
Eventually, because it's like, I mean.
Eventually, like pretty quick. Eventually they moved out.
Not right away, but
and the daughter wrote a book.
I mean, if there was just a shit ton of people coming to my house, I'd be like, I need to figure out how to make some money off of this, especially if they're destroying the land. They need to keep the place looking good. Most people have that mindset, though. When I tell people I have a podcast, people are like, yeah, do you make money? That's the first thing they ask.
Yes, tons.
Yeah, all the monies.
Yeah.
No, we make nothing. This is for fun.
Yeah.
And knowledge. But I mean, that's a common thing where a lot of people stop. They don't want to talk about it anymore just because they get made fun of, they get ridiculed. And that is a lot of evidence to me. It's not physical evidence, but it is, I mean, when you think about psychology, that would make sense. If someone is ashamed or embarrassed or trying to hide it or doesn't want to talk about it anymore, then that kind of shows that there may have been a little bit of truth to what they saw. Sure. It may have been, like you've mentioned in the past, the perfect storm of fear and owls.
That's the thing, though. They're talking about being embarrassed. Are they embarrassed because of what they saw, or are they embarrassed because the thing they saw wasn't actually that threatening? And they had like a very extreme reaction to it. And now they're just like, oh shit, we made a terrible mistake by involving all these people. And now people are coming out. We're going to try and charge them to kind of lessen the feeling of shame that I have about this thing that I reacted so extremely to. And then eventually they're just like, this is too much. I can't deal with this. We got to get out of here.
Yeah. And that's a possibility too. The bad part is if this was truly aliens, what if they fucked it all up? What if this was like, hey, we want to let all you humans into our federation. And there's like, get the fuck away.
Yeah.
Thunk.
But it's also weird. Okay. So imagine you are an alien. You're tooting around our atmosphere and you're looking for a place to land. You land here and you just start harassing this family. It seems, or why does it always seem like it's always in the backwoods and there are always extreme reactions to this? Like either you're blasting somebody or someone's finger blasting you to bring back what we talked about at the top of the episode.
There have been really huge sightings that were not in backwoods that we haven't talked about.
Right. I mean, we've talked about some military sightings, right? And we will continue to talk about that. But a lot of these, especially these early responses, the ones that are the most popular are the ones that come from these very remote, very rural areas.
Yeah. Same with
I mean, and that was
cryptids
the joke with Randy Quaid's character in Independence Day, living out of a trailer out in the desert or whatever.
Yeah. Like I've said before, I don't want to speak for the aliens. But I don't know. I mean, this whole alien thing is, we just don't know what they are, who they are, what they want. If we had those answers, we might be able to answer some of these questions. And some of it could not be real, you know? I mean, there are a lot of people out there looking for fame, but I also think that there's a lot that aren't. I know personally people have seen very strange things and they don't talk about it just because it's, first of all, scary, and then they don't want to be judged.
Yeah.
Maybe some people don't think about that.
I think that's too bad. I think we need to do better as humans. If people are so afraid because they don't want to be judged, I think that speaks more of like how we treat each other on a human-to-human level.
Oh, yeah. And that's the whole thing, which I think is great about us doing this show. I didn't think about it until just recently that we are helping that open dialogue and that discussion, because there's still a lot of people that don't talk about it. And we are going out and talking to people about it all the time now. Even that's going to desensitize the stigma just a little bit. I think that's most important, and maybe treat people better. Yeah. I mean, that goes in every aspect of...
Be kind. I mean, these people have experienced something traumatic. This was probably very close to the worst day of their life, and just be kind about it. They just experienced something that has obviously changed them.
Yeah.
But it could have been like the most horrible experience they've ever had, and I don't think we need to discredit that experience.
Right. And
something happened.
Yeah, it's so easy to be kind.
No, it's hard to be kind. It's so easy to be cruel.
Well, it's not like you have to become this person's best friend and investigate with them and do all this. Just be like, oh, wow, thanks for sharing. That's crazy. And then move on with your life. You don't have to make fun of them or call them liars or crazy.
That's the easy thing to do. It is a lot harder to be kind.
For some people, for sure.
Sure.
Well, for me, the story, it is a story. There is not a ton of evidence. I think this is just a straight maybe, right down the middle for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've said in the past, some of my views and opinions have changed as I've learned more about those topics. But this, right now, for what I know, is just a maybe. Maybe if I read some of these books, maybe that can change. But yeah, there's just not a lot of evidence. It's one of those things. It could or could not be. I would say 55%.
55%?
I want to be more on the aliens yes side than
classic Josh.
Lower on the no side.
Okay, this is a low no for me. This is like, I'm pretty firmly in the no aliens. This is not an alien encounter. Just based on the story we read today.
Okay.
I think something happened.
Yeah.
But I am not ruling out.
You think it was bulletproof owls?
No, I don't think they saw anything. I think that it was just them having like a wild night of just wanting to shoot something. And I'm pretty sure that alcohol was involved.
Yeah, I think most experiences and most of the day, alcohol is involved in a lot of those areas.
Yeah. And it was probably moonshine. There are some hallucinogenic effects to moonshine. I just don't believe it.
But the police also said that these weren't wild-eyed drunk.
No, they said that Glennie wasn't a wild-eyed drunk. She was the one that was recounting the experience. Everybody else was in a highly agitated state.
Yeah, it could be.
And if you've got all that adrenaline pumping through you, it's going to be harder to read what is drunk and what's just like coursing adrenaline.
So aliens, yes, maybe no. You're a no.
I'm a no.
A low no, and I'm a mid maybe.
Okay, good. I'll take that. That's exciting.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to believe.
Yeah, I want to believe too.
Yeah.
But this doesn't move the needle for me.
Well, I want to know what you guys think. If you're listening on YouTube or Spotify, leave some comments. Give us a follow so you know when we get new episodes. Give us thumbs up so that we know you're liking it. Yeah, we have fan mail in our episode description. You can just click on that and it'll just go to a place where you can just basically text us on your phone and we'll get that. And maybe we will reply to you on the podcast. We can't text you back, but we can definitely do a shout out or something like that. Yeah. Glad you guys are still listening, or this is your first one. I hope you enjoyed it.
What a good time.
Yeah.
What a good time for you to jump right in.
Halloween.
Ooh.
And that's going to lead us to our baseline quiz for the next episode.
Are you going to do your little loop? Are you ready?
No.
All right. So without further ado.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no.
This next episode that we're going to talk about, we're just finding out, is about UFO cults.
Going to be a totally normal, chill, cool episode next time. Oh, man.
I mean, just the word cults has a pretty negative.
They've got, what's the guy's name? The Hale-Bopp comic guy. Do you remember that?
No. Hale-Bopp?
Hale-Bopp. There was an asteroid that came really close to Earth.
Mm-hmm.
There was a group of people that believed there was a spaceship behind this asteroid. they were all planning on getting aboard the spaceship, but the way to do it was you had to shake
Kool-Aid.
off this mortal coil and drink Kool-Aid. They all had the exact same pair of like Nikes on.
Whoa.
They all laid out. They were in all white. We'll probably talk about it.
Okay. This is what we're going to talk about next week. So let's just start with these questions.
Mm-hmm.
Which of these was not a core belief or claim from UFO religions? A, spacecraft shaped like cigars carrying scout patrol ships. B, the Star of Bethlehem was an alien vessel. C, souls are hardware-like deposits containing cosmic info. Or D, Jesus was genetically engineered by the Greys.
Okay.
So which of these was not a core belief or claim from UFO religions?
Not.
Okay.
Okay, so spaceship shaped like cigars or carrying scout patrol ships. That is my answer.
Okay.
Because that just deals with the shape of the ship. And I think all these other things, like Star of Bethlehem was an alien vessel, that totally seems like,
yeah,
for me. Souls are hardware-like deposits containing cosmic info. That lines up with what I was talking about with the Heaven's Gate cult. That happened in our lifetime, Josh.
That's wild.
It's wild.
Once you start describing it, I remember hearing about it.
So they thought they could transfer their consciousness, I believe, to this alien ship, and they were going to go and live. And
maybe they did.
Sure, maybe. I mean, we don't know.
We
Death
don't.
is the big unknown, man.
Really
Nobody
don't.
knows what happens after death. Maybe
So
you can manifest
you're
yourself.
saying
Yep.
spacecraft shaped like cigars.
Yep, just because it's just dealing with the shape of the ship. And I don't think that really factors into their religion at all.
Yeah, I was leaning towards that as well, just because that seems like something they necessarily probably wouldn't focus on.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to say that as well.
Yeah.
So we both say A. Okay, next one. Which UFO religion famously died by mass suicide in 1997?
Boom, got it.
A, the Aetherius Society. B, the Order of the Solar Temple. C, Heaven's Gate. Or D, Raelism.
That's what you like. You're always talking about getting railed.
Okay.
Doesn't that relate to the podcast? Is there another definition that I don't know?
Yeah, I think this is a religion.
Sure. Yeah, exactly.
I think that these are all really good band names.
They seem like very Christian band names.
Heaven's Gate, the Order of the Solar Temple.
Yeah.
Aetherius Society.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can see that. Okay. I have no idea. Do you know?
Mm-hmm. I was in high school when this happened.
I'm going to do the Aetherius Society.
Okay.
Just wild guess.
Uh-huh.
What are you saying?
Heaven's Gate.
Okay. Oh, dang it. Next question. In Heaven's Gate teachings, what was the purpose of the human body? A vessel to carry out alien missions. B, a plant or vehicle temporarily inhabited by a soul. C, an experiment created by reptilians. Or D, a sacred temple for the soul.
Okay. I don't know what the answer is. I
don't
have
either.
a couple of guesses. I'm going to rule out experiment created by reptilians and a sacred temple for the soul, because that seems to fall in line with like a lot of religions, right?
Mhm.
Like that's just what we often say, I'm going to shake off this mortal coil.
Yeah, it's temporary.
It's temporary. Yep. So to be more specific, I think it's got to be either a vessel to carry out alien missions or a plant or vehicle temporarily inhabited by a soul. But I'm going to say a vessel to carry out alien missions.
Okay. I'm thinking a plant or vehicle temporarily inhabited by soul, kind of like the Scientology or...
Is that the first time we've invoked Scientology? I think we talked about L. Ron Hubbard earlier in one of our earlier eps.
Yeah, I just know people can get in big doo-doo when they speak about...
Do you know every Scientology temple has a recreation of L. Ron Hubbard's office where he used to write sci-fi? Every single one.
Like Severance.
Like Severance, only like all of their buildings.
Wow.
We visited one in Portland.
Really?
Mm-hmm. It was wild. Instantly walked out because we were nervous. We've heard stories of, I don't know if they're missionaries, but like people being followed
Yeah.
just for showing interest in it because they want to control the narrative.
It's real and scary. Okay, next one. Which UFO group believes humans were created by extraterrestrials called the Elohim? Raelism, Scientology, Heaven's Gate, the Seekers.
I don't know much about Scientology, but I do feel like that falls in line with their beliefs.
I am going to say the Seekers. I don't know. This is just a guess.
Okay.
I don't think Scientology really has anything to do with Christianity or...
Well, it's Judaism. That's Hebrew.
Yeah, I mean, any of the...
The big three, Christianity, Islam, Judaism. He's a science fiction writer who based all of his teachings on other teachings.
Just the Seekers sound similar to Christian religions.
Seekers sounds like a group. Like if you were to say like, yeah, I'm part of this church, and you're like, oh, cool. What is it? Are you like a Mormon? Or are you a Scientologist? And they're like, no, we're the Seekers. I would instantly be like, yeah.
Seekers are also very scary monsters in Skyrim.
Isn't that what Harry Potter was?
He was a Seeker.
Yeah, isn't that what it's called? Where you're looking for the gibbet, whatever. It's called.
The giblets.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. Okay, so I said Scientology, you said the Seekers. Okay,
next one. What term did Heaven's Gate use to describe the higher spiritual dimension they aim to reach? Is it A, the Galactic Federation?
Holy shit.
B, Planet Kolob?
That's the one I'm holy shitting right now.
C, the fifth density? Or D, the level above human?
So Planet Kolob is actually something that Mormons believe in.
Really?
Yes. It's wild.
Okay.
They have a hymn called If You Could Hide a Kolob. It's like the planet that God lives on.
Whoa.
That's like deep Mormon doctrine.
I've never heard that.
It's wild. And they believe that when you die, after, whatever, you can become a god in your own right. So you would have control over your own little world.
Wow. Okay.
Hey, Mormons, hit me up in the comments. Tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah, do it. I mean, Heaven's Gate, if it is kind of like a sect off of the Mormon, because I've heard there are lots of subcultures inside of the Mormon religion. Galactic Federation, that just seems...
Star Wars.
Yeah. Fifth density sounds right to me. The level above human, that's just describing...
That's what I think it is.
You think that's what it is?
Yeah, that's what I think it is.
So I'm going to say the fifth density.
I'm probably wrong, but I think that's what it is.
Okay, next one. Which religion do some scholars classify as a UFO religion due to its space opera elements and xenocosmogony?
Okay, I know what the answer is.
Is it A, Urantia?
Urantia? I don't know. Urantia for you guys listening.
We'll figure that out maybe in the next episode. Is it B, Scientology, C, the Seekers, or D, Church Universal and Triumphant? Wow. Space opera elements.
Scientology.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that was my answer too, because you said it.
Oh, Josh, you're falling right into my trap to get everything wrong.
Oh, perfect. I don't know what xenocosmogony.
Xenu is a term I've heard in reference to Scientology. I don't know much about Xenu. I don't know. I'm not even going to try to define it.
So, next question. What controversial scientific initiative is associated with realism? Is it A, human cloning through clonade, B, time travel experiments, C, artificial intelligence to summon aliens, or D, genetic splicing between humans and dolphins? These answers,
they're all bonkers. Humans and dolphins? That's like some body horror David Cronenberg type shit. That's like what you see in like bizarro Japanese horror movies.
I have a feeling maybe I have heard of this religion.
Realism, yeah. This is the one you're always talking about.
No, that's a different thing.
It's a personal thing. I can't believe you brought it up on the show.
I think it's artificial intelligence to summon aliens.
Okay, I'm going to say time travel experiments just because I really like the idea of time travel.
I do too. It's my favorite.
Yeah, love it.
All right, last question.
Mm-hmm.
What message did many UFO religions convey about Earth's fate? A, it will be absorbed into a black hole. B, it is secretly flat and hollow.
Uh-oh.
C, it is about to be recycled or destroyed. Or D, it is the final battleground between AI and humans. Whoa. Well, all these are creepy.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I think it's about to be recycled and destroyed. I think that's why Heaven's Gate was trying to leave, because they thought Earth was meant for destruction. That is the main idea behind the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, is they're destroying Earth to create like an interplanetary highway, right? So I think that there is some truth in that. I don't believe it's a battleground for AI, and the reason I'm saying that is because like, how long has AI been around and considered like a real threat?
Absorbed into a black hole.
That could line up, though, with recycled or destroyed.
And black holes are showing up more and more often. And so billions of years, everything will be swallowed up by a black hole. Potentially.
Sure.
I think I'm going to say absorbed by a black hole.
Okay. Daring, Josh.
So I'm going to submit. We'll check our answers, view our accuracy.
Oh boy. Oh boy, you did fall right into my trap. Kind of.
Yeah, I didn't get many right. So,
the ones I got right are wild.
which of these was not a core belief or claim from UFO religions? I said spacecraft shaped like cigars. You did too.
Yep.
They do not believe Jesus was genetically engineered by the Greys.
That is wild. I thought I'd read something.
Jordan does a great job with
She does. She does a great job
these
with
quizzes.
all this work.
Yeah. Next one. Which UFO religion famously died by the mass suicide? Heaven's Gate. I said Aetherius Society. So you got that right. I'm -2. Okay. Heaven's Gate teachings. What was the purpose of the human body?
I said a vessel to carry out alien missions.
Yeah. And I said a plant or vehicle temporarily inhabited by a soul. And that was correct.
Yeah.
Okay. Next one. Which UFO group believes humans were created by extraterrestrials called the Elohim? I said the Seekers.
You should have taken my prompt.
I know. It was.
Which was realism.
Yeah. What did you say?
I said Scientology.
Okay. It was realism. Next one. What term did Heaven's Gate use to describe the higher spiritual dimension they aim to reach? It is the level above human.
Yep. So dumb. That's what I picked.
That is dumb.
Yeah.
I said the fifth density. So
it just lacks any sort of like
creativity
or flourish, you know?
They're literally describing.
They're just like the level above. And what's beyond that? I don't know. 2 levels above human. Or the level beyond whatever we decide the level above human is. I'm just starting a religion, man. Just get back to me with the details. I'll figure it out. But here's some Kool-Aid. Why don't you drink that?
Yeah. All right. Next one. Which religion do some scholars classify as a UFO religion due to its space opera elements of xenocosmogony? And we both said Scientology. That is correct. Next one. What controversial scientific initiative is associated with realism? I said AI to summon aliens. That's not correct. You said time travel. The answer is human cloning through Clonade.
Which is wild.
What is Clonade?
It's what you put in your butt right before you get a colonoscopy.
I don't think that's correct. Colonnade. No, this is Clonade.
Oh, I misread it.
Oh.
Moving on.
Okay, last one. What message did many UFO religions convey about Earth's fate?
Booyah.
I said it will be absorbed into a black hole. The correct answer is it is about to be recycled.
Whoa. Is this the best I've ever done on a quiz? I think so.
I got 2 correct.
And I got 50%. Best I've ever done.
I got 25%.
Oh boy, you dummy.
I know. So that's what we're going to talk about next week. I think it's going to be fascinating.
Yeah.
I think I can get through it just because I don't have to join. Just cults, they're icky.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Well, thanks for listening. Tune into the next episode when that drops. Like we said before, follow us so you get notifications or can auto download just so you have it ready. Let us know what you think. Give us potential topics to talk about. All right. Until next time. Bye.
Bye.